It's Walt Disney Marathon Week, and what's the weather going to be like for the marathon? There are some changes to our extended forecast that we first posted. Stick around to find out what it's going to be like for the 5K, 10K, half marathon, and full marathon. Hey everyone, and welcome into What's the Weather. We've been talking about the Disney Marathon, and it is finally the weekend coming up. We're approaching very quickly. And if you recall our first video we did a few weeks ago, we were talking about some very chilly air in Central Florida. It still looks on target for a few of those days, but there are some minor changes which we'll go over. We know that it's going to be rather cool for packet pickup and the 5K, and that's because we have a big area of high pressure that's settled into Central Florida. But as that high pressure system moves away, the winds start turning out of the south, and we start to warm up a little bit. And so that's pretty good for the 10K on Friday. And then Saturday, I want to show you a surface map here. We've got an approaching storm system off the Gulf Coast, and this is going to do a couple of things. It will cause warming temperatures Friday night into Saturday morning. And so that's not necessarily bad as you're getting into the corral for the half marathon. And remember, that half marathon starts at 5 a.m. So you're in the corrals 3:30, 4 o'clock waiting. There is a chance for rain Saturday morning now, as a fairly strong cold front moves through Central Florida. There is an outside shot that we could hear some thunder or see a lightning strike. So just keep that in the back of your mind. It could delay the race. If the race is not delayed and there is a lightning strike, just be mindful. Remember the 30-second rule. If you see a lightning strike, start counting. And if you hear thunder in less than 30 seconds, it's probably time to maybe seek shelter until that thunderstorm goes by. But hopefully we won't have to deal with that in Central Florida this weekend. There is just a very, very small chance of that happening. So really I should talk more about the rain for Saturday, because what that rain is going to do with the front is drop the temperature from the lower 60s as the race gets underway into the 50s, probably by the time you're wrapping up that half marathon. And then at the parks later in the day, temperatures will likely be in the mid-50s. When that front moves through, we've got high pressure settling in for the marathon. And here's where our forecast, our extended forecast that we put out a few weeks back, is probably going to be very close or right on the money. Of course, this is powered by the Global Predictor and Weather 2020. We use that exclusive technology to do long-range forecasting. If you've heard of the Global Predictor and the Long-Range Cycling Weather Pattern, or the LRC, that's because Gary Lezak developed this many years ago, and he's been studying it, and I've worked with Gary in the past. So we do a lot of long-range weather prediction, and if you're wondering how we could do this for the marathon, that's what we did. You can always download the Global Predictor, and you can plot out your next vacation many weeks in advance. Keep checking back here, because, of course, we'll have those updates on the forecast. All right, getting back to the marathon, what we're talking about for Marathon Sunday is a very cool but dry start. Temperatures likely upper 30s to around 40 degrees waiting to start the race, and then pretty good running weather throughout the marathon. In fact, we might get back into the 60s by the end of the marathon. If you're a 3-hour marathoner, probably won't get out of the 50s. If you're more in the 4 to 5 hour marathon time, then you're talking about temperatures in the 60s. But all in all, for Central Florida, that's pretty good. Humidity stays low too. So if you sweat a lot because of humidity, should be okay when it comes to the humidity amounts in Central Florida on Sunday for the marathon. All right, as we always say, if you've got a location that you're headed to, please drop us a line, give us a like, subscribe if you found this video useful, and you have a vacation coming up and you want to share it with your friends. Feel free to do that. Of course, Sherry will be along with Sherry's suggestions in other videos coming up. She's got some great tips on what you can do if you're headed to, say, Disney, if you're headed to Universal, if you're headed to a cruise. In fact, we've got a video coming up in the near future about a cruise that'll leave out of Galveston and we'll visit the Western Caribbean here at the end of January. So we appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, share. What's the weather? And until next time, have a happy vacation.